Danny, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's up, Mr. Castillo? How's it going?
Oh, it's going great. Glad to be talking with you guys. I can't complain. I'm happy. Just got done training, and now I'm on the air with you guys.
All right on. How was training today? Where were you training at? Let me ask you that because I'm a little bit confused. I know you're a TAM guy. For those who don't know TAM, Team Alpha Male. But I know you've also been training at Cesar Gracie's with the Diaz brothers and stuff like that. So where did camp in today?
I was in Sacramento with Team Alpha Male. I didn't do a team practice since I have some downtime. I'm just working on strengthening all aspects of my game. So I did some gi jiu-jitsu today, and then I worked on my boxing with the boxing instructor, and been working on my southpaw to be more well-rounded. So today was a good day of training. I had fun. I laughed a lot and smiled and had a great time. And that's when fighting and life in general is the best. When you can take a good attitude into it and smile and have a great time the whole time.
Danny, your last fight, against Paul Sass. I've been wondering, that guy has a crazy jiu-jitsu game, but you also have a solid jiu-jitsu game. Was there something, was there anything about his game when you're going into that fight that you were particularly worried about, that you're like, oh, I haven't seen that before, oh, that's different? Or were you thinking, well, if I can avoid the submissions, I pretty much think I got this guy, and I shouldn't have a problem doing that?
No. I was scared, man. I was worried about his jiu-jitsu, to be honest with you. It's the guy had 3 fight of the submission of the night bonuses, and I don't even have any. I've had 15, 16 fights with Zuffa, and I don't have any. So, going against a jiu-jitsu guy who has great jiu-jitsu, that's really sick and savvy on the ground, not to mention, the guy had just beat Jacob Volkman in the first round with a triangle. When Jacob Volkman's a phenomenal grappler, I had some trouble with him, and he beat me. And also he submitted Michael Johnson with the heel hook in the first round, maybe second round, I don't remember. And those are 2 guys who beat me. So I was worried and stressed out, but, I'm worried about every fighter I come against. Anytime there's thousands of dollars in jeopardy, then, I'm worried about it. That's all I do is fight for a living. So if you even tell me that I go into a fight and only get half my paycheck, then, you better believe I'm worried about it.
So you've now, you've done very well in that division. You had a minor hiccup with Michael Johnson, but really 4 of your last 5, and that division is stacked. Do you feel like you're flying under the radar a little bit in there? That hey, I'm just going to keep on doing what I'm doing, and because it's really hard to string together that many victories at 155 pounds in the UFC.
Yeah, but I've felt like that my whole life. I kind of with my MMA career, I kind of just like to train and like to go about my career with a chip on my shoulder. I feel like I don't get enough respect from other fighters. I feel like I don't get enough respect from different publications. I feel like I don't get enough respect from MMA talk shows, your radio hosts in general. If you look at any article on Team Alpha Male, they'll mention Uriah Faber, Chad Mendes, Joseph Benavidez, T.J. Dillashaw, and you don't even see me. And that is kind of frustrating, but it's not frustrating because it's been like that for the last 5 years. It's hard to shine in the camp full of stars, but I felt like I've put in my dues. Again, 15, 16 fights with Zuffa, that's a lot of fights. I'm coming up on 7. It's going to be my 8th fight in the UFC, and I was coming from everyone doubting me, saying that I had no chance in the UFC and I shouldn't even be in the WEC. So I feel like I'm flying under the radar, but I haven't had the most exciting fights, and I know that. And I'm working on being I wouldn't say more exciting fighter because I try to be an exciting fighter, and I got knocked out in the past. So, basically I'm trying to win, and I'm trying to do it in a great fashion where some of these publications and people in charge of the rankings would see that the changes I've made in my career.
Danny, now you're using the word exciting a lot in this last quote we just got from you. I have to disagree with you, brother, because I think that you've been pretty exciting in your fights, win or loss. Your grappling exchanges are awesome. The way you slam guys is great. So I think you're being a little too hard on yourself. But the main thing, my next question is this: your camp is comprised.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question. Do you think, in your personal opinion, I know you're the talk show host and supposed to be asking me questions, but
go for it, brother. Go for it.
In your personal opinion, do you think I'm in the top 25 in the world at 155 pounds? And I won't get mad if you do. Well, there's a lot.
Absolutely.
Well, there's a lot. Thank you. I think so too. Well, there's a lot of rankings that don't find me there. In fact, there's some rankings that have me not even in the top 30, and that's like, this is crazy. It's crazy to me because I go down the names of some of these guys, and I'm not going to say guys specifically, but it's just like, come on, man, like, cut me some slack. I come from a great team. Every time I step in the cage, I bring it. Every time you see me in that cage, I'm better than I was the time before. And that's one of the most important things that I like to take pride in. Is every time you see me in the cage, I'm better than I was before. And if I continue to get better than I was before, then I'm in a good place. There's a lot of fighters that get stagnant and don't make the necessary changes. And me, I'm complete opposite. I train year round. I've been training just as hard as now when I don't have a fight than I do when I do have a fight. If that makes sense. If that came out right. I don't know. I'm talking too much. Go ahead. Your turn.
You're good, brother. Here was my question, man. Like you said, Team Alpha Male, you guys have the Uriah Fabers, the Joseph Benavidez of the world, Chad Mendez. Okay, these are guys that up until recently didn't even have a weight division in the UFC. Okay, now I'm good buddies with guys on your team like Tommy, right, and Justin Buckles. Okay, and Justin, he's a 155er on your team. You're a 155er on your team. Justin got released from the UFC, and I've been up there in downtown Sacramento with you guys, and I know the atmosphere. But as far as high level athletes, you're one of the biggest guys on the team. As far as high level UFC fighter. So is that a detriment that you're training while you're training with high level athletes, top 10 fighters every day? Is it a detriment that you're training with smaller guys?
I don't think so. I just finished training and I was 64. So, a lot of the featherweights in our camp, we got a lot of guys. I mean, you may know, but there's a lot of guys that are under the radar to the general UFC fans, but to the matchmakers like Sean Shelby and Joe Silva, there's guys that are on the radar. We've got some 45-pounders, Anthony Avila. We've got Andre Fili, and those are guys that aren't household names and are popular to the fans, but some of the guys who are on the underground and pay attention to some of the Palace fights and some of the different organizations know exactly who these guys are. These guys are bigger than me right now, and they're 45-pounders. I don't necessarily think that the weight that I need to train with 185-pound guys to make me a better person. And if I do need that, like I said, I make adjustments in my camp. If I feel like I'm overpowering people and I'm pushing people around, which doesn't happen, unfortunately, because I train with some bad dudes, but I'll take myself 20 minutes to low diet, and I'll get work with Nate Diaz, Nick Diaz, those guys in this camp. There's big guys in that camp, and they help me out as well. So I don't necessarily think that. Like I said, I keep saying excited, but I really am. We finally got a real coach. Dwayne Ludwig's been with us for a couple of months, and he's just awesome. And I feel my confidence growing, and I hate to say it, but I'm excited for this time right now, and I'm excited for my fight to come.
You know what, man? You kind of touched on my next question for you. With Dwayne Ludwig coming into the fold over there at Team Alpha Male, I know you guys have Master Tong still there. And Master Tong, not only is he hilarious and a funny guy, but he's also a very technical Muay Thai coach. How does the dichotomy work between Master Tong and Dwayne Ludwig and the team as a whole, and how does that all work out?
Yeah, well, when everything went down, I was just like, how is Master Tong going to fit in this? Master Tong, there's no way, he's just going to be a second guy and in charge. I just don't see Master Tong doing it. But for some reason or another, they kind of teamed up. Master Tong is there on the side, and he's doing a lot of mitt work. He's mitting us up. He's got some of the best mitts I've ever hit. And, so he's still involved a lot in the day-to-day things going on with Team Alpha Male. But in terms of, there was a language discrepancy. His English wasn't the best, so it was hard to get 100% of him and his technique with his English not being up to par. With Dwayne Ludwig, his first language is English. He's fought MMA before, and he's done very well in MMA. He was in the UFC and, did extremely well in kickboxing, K1, and Muay Thai. So I think that the combination combined is exactly what we needed. We don't lose Master Tong. We still have him around. He's still making us laugh. He's still, making it exciting and fun. And, I think that combination, Master Tong and Dwayne Ludwig, is going to be a dangerous combination. And as you could see, we're 4-0 this year in the UFC since Dwayne has came back. And we got 4 fights coming up in this month. So I'm excited to see that. I think everyone's going to win these next couple of fights. We have 4 fights. At the end of this month, I think Team Alpha Male will be 8-0 again in the UFC.
So, Danny, we had TJ Grant, another 155er in the UFC on. We had him on just before you. And, we had asked him, what does he have to do to just get that attention? You were talking about how, Uriah, you always hear about Uriah and Joseph Benavidez and TJ. What do you have to do? Because some people go that, Chael Sonnen has his way. Michael Bisping has his way. And, do you have to go the same route? Is that, do you have to call some people out and give some people some shit to get people to say, hey, yeah, let's see Danny get in there with him. Let's give him the big fights. Yeah,
that's a good question, and it's something I've thought about too, because I feel like I'm just as witty as Chael Sonnen, if not wittier. In different aspects. So it's like, do I go and play the bad guy and joke around and I don't think that he's making a mockery of the sport, and I think that everything he's doing is awesome and it's great for the sport because it brings more publicity to the sport. But that's just not my style. It's not the person I am. It's not how I was raised. It's from the neighborhood I was from. You just don't go around and calling people out and, acting like that. You just don't do it. And, I'm not going to do it either. I'm just going to continue to fight and, continue to win. Eventually, people are going to take notice. Eventually, I'm going to crack that top 10 as long as I continue to fight well and win.
Is it more important to fight well and win, or just put on exciting fights? Because we've heard both sides of the coin. So what do you think? Where's the line drawn?
At the end of the day, is to fight well, is to win. Let's see. Joey Beltran. That he's every single fight I've ever seen that guy in has been exciting, and it's just like, oh man, that guy is so tough. He's really exciting. But at the end of the day, if you're not winning those exciting fights, then it doesn't really matter. Because who cares if you have exciting fights if you're 6-6? Nobody wants to see that. I just need to keep winning. That's stay healthy, keep winning, and having a good time while I'm doing it. And, eventually people will take notice.
All right, Danny. I noticed, and maybe I'm wrong on this, but as far as I know, you don't have a new fight booked yet, right? You don't have any fights booked currently, do you?
No, nothing. Nothing that's like that I can't even talk about. I wish I could be like, yeah, there's a fight, it's gonna be announced soon, but
you can talk about it. What do you mean? Of course you can talk about it.
No, but
who said you couldn't talk about it? That's bullshit.
Well,
of course you can talk about
the rate that UFC fighters are getting cut, I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut. I'm not saying anything. I'm just kidding. I get paid to fight, and that's what I do. That's it.
It was worth a shot. Worth a shot.
All right. Well, let's go this route. Has the UFC contacted you for a nameless opponent? We won't talk about names. Let's not talk about names right now. But do you have your eyes on somebody? Do you have a goal in mind in the near future?
I don't necessarily have a one fighter that I think that I match up well with, that if I have a win over them, it'll crack me in the top 10. I don't necessarily have a fighter like that I have in mind. But it's so tough to say. The weight class is so deep. It could be a Strikeforce import. It could be a new guy. It could be a vet. It's tough to say. I have no idea, and that's what makes it really cool for me, is because the anxiety. As soon as I get, my manager never talks to me ever. I have to call him to know about things. So once I see his name, Lex from the Lex Alchemist Group. Once I see that name on my caller ID, then the anxiety, the thrill, the enjoyment of everything is going to hit me, and it's going to be a great feeling. And then he's going to tell me who it is, and I'm going to call Dwayne, and it's going to be time to work. The good thing about the situation that I'm in, and because of my work ethic, is I'm in great shape right now. I'm training so hard. My weight's low. I'm in great shape. So as soon as I get that fight, as soon as I get that name, all my focus and energy is going to go straight to that fight. It's not going to be cutting weight. It's not going to be getting in shape. All that's already done. I could fight next week. And I had my fingers crossed about someone getting hurt for the San Jose card, because TJ, Chad, and Joe were on it. So I've been ready, and I'm here. If the fight matches up well with me, then I'll be all over it with only 2-3 weeks left. Half of my UFC fights were taken on short notice anyway, so. Right
on. Do you care who it is, Danny? Are you one of these guys who will fight anybody, anytime, any place, or do you have like a level of guy that you want to face and you don't want to go below that? No. I mean, I'll pretty much fight anybody. There hasn't been a fight that I've turned down. Every single fight that they offered me, I've took. I've never been like, oh, I'm hurt or pulled out or anything. Haven't done any of that. I obviously I wouldn't want to fight someone that I've trained with. I wouldn't want to fight anyone from Cesar Gracie, because I've established a relationship with those guys, and they're really cool. So I'm not one of those guys that'd be like, I'll fight anyone. I don't care. I'll fight my mom. Like, I'm not going to fight my teammate. I'm not. I'm not that kind of guy. If the UFC forces me to do that, that's something different. But I have some friends and some relationships that I made in the sport that I'd like to keep, and there's a million 155-pounders in the UFC. Give me someone else. I'd rather fight someone I don't know.
You're just saying how just to kind of ask one last question about this, but you were saying how okay, you were ready to go right now. You've been training hard. You've been in the gym constantly. You were saying earlier you were at 164 pounds. How easy is it for you to make 55, and is 45 even possible?
Man, I get asked that question a lot, and 45 would be really tough for me to do. I don't really think I could do it. When I was in college, I wrestled 41 my first year in college, but that was like 10 years ago. I'm a lot bigger. I've put on a lot more muscle now, and the reason why I'm 164 is because I'm training every day. I'm living a clean lifestyle. I eat clean. You know, I get up and I train every day. I run, I cycle, I swim, I do all that stuff. So that's the reason why my weight's low. It's not because I'm weak. I'm strong right now at this weight. So 45 would be pretty tough. You know, getting down to 55, you know, when I'm like, 58, trying to get to 56, those last 2 pounds are really tough on me to make. And, you know, I think 45 would be out the question for me.
Well, just kind of curious the way people are moving up and down weight classes, and I wasn't sure. You know, Frankie Edgar was a very small 55-pounder down at 45 now, and so you never know. When you said you're running around at 164, and there was not even a fight that we knew about, I was like, oh, maybe possibly make 145, but I guess that's a little bit too out of the reach.
I thought about it a bunch of times, and you know, there's two guys in the top 10 that are at 145s. They're in the top 10. I've beat already, and they've cut down to 55. So it's like kind of like, man, I could probably make it, but you know, I don't want to take the risk in losing strength and losing a bunch of stuff, because right now I feel like I'm a strong 55-pounder, and my strength was, I think, the key to me beating Paul Sass was I was just stronger than him, more athletic than him, and my jiu-jitsu is great. So, you know, me cutting down to 45s might take some strength away from me, and then I'd have to readjust my game. And right now I feel like I'm coming as one with my MMA game as a whole. Oh. Hello?
Hello.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The audio cut off for a second. I was just saying, you know, we got to wrap it up, but you know, hopefully we can get you on, and you know, when we find out, you know, your next fight, you know, when you can let the cat out of the bag.
Yeah, man. Sorry, I'm just in a great mood, man. I had a great day, so I'm really positive, and you know, I'll probably ask more questions you guys ask me, but. You know, I love being on, and I look forward to coming on again with you guys and announcing this fight.
Hey, Danny, man, don't apologize for being too talkative, brother. We really appreciate it, man. We have so many interviews where guys don't want to talk, where we ask a question and it's a yes or no answer. You know what I mean? So your personality and your demeanor is well received and well appreciated, brother.
Well, you'd have been bored as fuck, but you could have done another half an hour with us, and we could have gone easily.
Oh man, it's just too bad they don't give away UFC bonuses for that kind of stuff, because then I'd be in the running for it.
Well, we'll definitely get you back on. We want to hear about the next opponent. So as soon as you find out, you know, we'll hit you up, and we'll definitely get you back on.
Right on, man. Thanks. I appreciate it. You know, a big shout out to my team, Team Alpha Male, and you know, everyone, all my friends and family that are out there, and the people that support me. Thank you guys, and I'm in the gym training my ass off to make you guys proud, and thank you guys for having me on.
Oh, real quick, plug your Twitter and Facebook.
Oh, yeah, my Twitter is LastCall155, and I have a fan page on Facebook as well. I'm also on Instagram. It's the same as LastCall155. I've been using Instagram a whole lot more than Twitter lately, so you probably either or you'll catch me.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Danny. Tell Justin and Tommy that Pedro said what's up, brother.
For sure I will, man. Appreciate it. You guys take care.
All right. Take care, man.